evening programmes.
This is London Weekend Television, broadcasting from our studios on the South Bank.
Now it's time for the flan-flinging programme, packed full of fun and frolics. Guests are Super Sting of the Police and rock group Genesis, so hold on to your hats. It's Tiswas.
Somebody missing.
Oh, you're here? Jen's here? I'm here?
Yes, we're hearing your
Foggy! Where's Foggy?
Foggy's not in your telly.
No.
Saturday is Tiswas Day. Saturday is Tiswas, never a day to miss, 'cause Saturday is Tiswas Day. A Tiswas Day, so doesn't matter day. Fill the day with fun and have a laugh a day. Have yourself a real man Saturday, 'cause Saturday is Tiswas, never a day to miss, 'cause Saturday is Tiswas Day. Saturday is Tiswas, never a day to miss, 'cause Saturday is Tiswas Day. Saturday is Tiswas Day. Saturday is Tiswas, never a day to miss, 'cause Saturday is Tiswas Day.
Come on, cheer up.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Look at the
dear.
state of these kids. They're so unhappy. What have you got there? An empty flan?
Cheer up.
Gordon, what's going on? Why are these children so despondent and miserable?
Well, we're in the middle of this ongoing situation as far as this industrial dispute's concerned.
I thought that was over.
No, he's withdrawn his labour again. No flan flinging, and they're out on strike again.
Oh, no.
Stone me.
Oh, yeah.
There they are. Not letting anything in.
Do you mean we're going to have no flans?
No flans.
They've downed flans. Oh, this is terrible. No wonder everyone's so miserable. And you know, to make matters worse, Foggy hasn't arrived. Things are going from bad to worse. No Foggy, no flans. Oh, just a minute, kids, just a minute.
Ring dong, ring, ring, ring dong.
Is this a phone call, I ask myself? Hello? Yes? Yes? Oh, no. Foggy's still in London. He's held up at Euston.
What?
We can't go on like this. We need something to cheer people up.
We need something to make us laugh.
Make 'em laugh.
Make 'em laugh.
Make 'em laugh.
Make 'em laugh. We'll make 'em laugh.
Yes.
I suppose a film clip's out of the question.
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh. Don't you know everyone wants to laugh? My grandpa said go out and tell 'em a joke, but give it plenty of hope. Make 'em roar, make 'em scream. Take a fall, but a wall split a seam. You start off by pretending you're a dancer with grace. You wiggle till they're giggling all over the place. And then you get a great big custard pie in the face. Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh, don't you? All the... What? My dad? They'll be standing in lines for those old humpy shows.
any further, I have a message for any members of the Pessimists Anonymous. Cheer up, things most probably will get worse. Yes, here we are with another 2 hours of thingy in your telly. And if Jasper Carrot's listening, thanks for giving away all the trade secrets.
Yes, how dare you? Telling us
Indeed.
what we do
Yes,
as cartoons.
thanks to everybody for all the badges. Where am I? Am I in Plymouth or Exeter?
That one.
Exeter. Yes, thanks for all the badges that everybody sent in. No, I'm in Plymouth. Somebody just switched on in Plymouth. Hello. Thanks for all the badges, especially Sandra Harrison in Wigan and Debbie Kite in Perry Barn. No, you can't have my Charles and Di badge. And also, hello to my Pop, who's not been very well this week. Would you get well soon and go home because the sink's full of dirty dishes?
Yeah, get well soon to Gordon's dad, OK? And I'd like to thank everyone for all the nice letters that have come in, and a special hello to Mike Murphy from Richmond Hill in Surrey, who asked for a particular piece of last week's programme to be repeated. Something to do with somebody falling in a swamp. Unfortunately, we can't do that, but a special hello, Mike.
Come on, here it is.
Oh, you're here! Better late than never, may I
Sorry,
say.
I've came as fast as I could from the station.
I can see that.
Practical joke.
I can see that, but what caused the delay, Foggy?
Well, I missed the train. You see, there's been a foggy delay in London town.
Oh, no.
A foggy delay in London town.
Definitely. Well, Foggy is here. Things are beginning to cheer up. Let me tell you, this morning Sting will be here. And girls, wait for this. He has promised to give away the shirt off his back. So how about that, Sting fans? Genesis will also be here. We've got about 1 million surprise guests popping in. All sorts of goodies, lots of competition, so make sure you've got pencils and papers ready at all time, won't you? And we should be asking some Red Indians how. So, as I said, later we'll be seeing a tremendously talented trio taking time to tease top tenors. They're the Hee Bee Gee Bees. Here they are with a record that was a hit for them a little while ago, meaningless songs in very high voices.
Thank you, meaningless songs in very high voices. With 1,000 violins. Meaningless songs in very high voices. In a paradise gold key. Meaningless songs in very high voices. Whatever that means.
Meaningless songs in very high voices. They're one of the tracks of this album.
Then Hegarty part 2.
Ring. Hello? You don't say. You don't say. You don't say.
Who was that?
He didn't say.
As I said, you were listening to meaningless songs in very high voices. That was the Hee Bee Gee Bees taking off the Bee Gees. They've, in fact, taken the mickey out of lots of different people on this album, and they'll be doing a particular track a little bit later on this morning. But in the meantime, I must say happy birthday to Adam Sutherland, who's 10 tomorrow. He lives in Rumley in Cheshire with love from Mum, Dad, Wendy and Barry. But meanwhile, in an art gallery, not 1 million miles away... Oh, sorry.
I'm on. Yes, hello, and we had an amazing response to our Rubik Cube competition that we set the other week when we had Patrick Bossert, who can do this in an incredible amount of time. And we thought you'd like to see some of them, and everybody who sort of is shown on the board this morning will actually get a copy of Patrick's book, and we've also got some highly commended. Now, let's start up here with number 1, and that's Maxine Wallace's entry. That's Incubate. That's Incubate. Very good, Maxine. We move on to Barbecue. That was the best of many barbecues from Kathy Taylor in Lincolnshire. This is one of my favourites, this is Pork Cube Pine. Pork Cube Pine. Well done, Lynette Thomas of Swindon. This is one we weren't too sure about, and we shall find out after the show. This is the Cube Klux Klan. That's Marie Brennan's entry, and Marie lives in Stockport in Cheshire. You'll be getting a copy of Patrick's book. Down here we've got Cupid, and this was the best of many Cupids. That's Christopher Jones' Cupid. This was one of the only... We had about 2 cubonic plagues. Very inspired cubonic plague. Cubes of toothpaste, that's Margaret Ann Betts, age 11. Wash cubicles, many wash cubicles. Scooby-Doo, and that comes from Christine Donnelly in Omagh, County Tyrone, Northern Ireland. QB2, that was the only QB2. This one is a great entry. What is it? It's What is it, sir?
Some sort of clock.
Oh, Cookcube clock. Cookcube clock.
Cookcube.
Cookcube clock. And finally, a cube root from Kesley Frost in Derby.
Very
there we are.
nice, Dan.
Plus tons and tons of more.
Yeah.
And I think we've got enough Rubik Cube jokes for now, so thank you very, very much. Now, I'd just like to plug the new Tiswas magazine, which is a...
Oh, hello, how do you do?
Oh, it's himself.
Hurry up, man. How are you? How are you?
Yes, hello.
I love these
Welcome to-
cubes. Very good jokes.
The cube, yes. Rubik's
I used to be
cube.
into cubism myself.
Did you
Very
really?
good. Yes.
Rubik's Cube, Your Highness,
Yes.
is this little invention from...
Yeah, splendid.
Apparently
Yes.
it's causing many, many divorces. You wouldn't know about that sort of thing, of course. And
really terrific.
we
So-
asked the
Cool,
viewers to send
lovely.
in entries.
Must get one for the dogs.
I wonder
Must
if you
get
might
one for the
also
dogs.
do some judging and have a look.
Yes, I think they're fine. I think they're absolutely lovely. Yes, super duper. Must get a few on the palace walls.
I think so, yes.
Yes.
I wonder if you
Very
could
nice.
help us out as well.
Mummy likes drawings.
Would you like to read out the next link?
Yes,
wonder
yes, I'd
if you
be
care to
delighted.
read the next
Yes,
link?
of course I would. Thank you so much. Yes, I'd love to. It gives me great pleasure to declare this link open.
Here.
Now, I'd like to express my delight in being invited here by the Tiswas team on my day off to announce the imminent commencement of an animation. So I hereby name this cartoon 14-Carat Rabbit. God bless her and all who laugh with her. Rabbit.
Again, more cartoons later. We're just having a late breakfast here in Studio 3. Don't forget, Sting will be here later. Apart from giving away the shirt off his back, he's also giving away this framed picture of police single. Rather nice, that. Somebody's throwing their breakfast at me. Gordon, I say, what do you get if you cross me with Hank Marvin?
What do you get if you cross you with Hank Marvin?
Me and my shadows. But we can top that because sitting here having brekkie is Hank Marvin. Hi, how are you?
Morning, fine.
Good, nice of you to pop in. Are you enjoying that breakfast?
Well, I can't honestly say I am, no.
You can't honestly say
Can
you
I
are.
have your beans if you don't want them?
You have the lot, thank you.
Hank, what are you doing
I'll just start my second lot.
Oh, you have that lot. Have a bit of toast.
Thank you very much.
What you doing in Birmingham?
I'm appearing on a television show called Tiswas.
No, you
Yeah.
fool, you're mad.
Yes, with the famous Sally James.
Wow. No,
Hello, I'm
you've
Gordon
just,
Astley, by the way.
You're
don't
not
know
famous,
me.
no. No, you're not
yet.
famous, no.
you've
Change your name to Sally James, you could be famous.
just started a tour, I gather.
Would you like some more breakfast? Yes, please. Thank you.
Gordon, you'll get really fat eating that lot. You're going to try and eat that banana now.
Yes, I'm
So
trying.
tell us where you're going on tour.
And then we go to...
Musician throne.
No, actually, we started in Coventry last night. We're Coventry again tonight. We go right across the country. Places like Birmingham,
Yes.
Wonder City of the World, Manchester, Blackpool, St Ives, Cornwall, Oxford. Well, you name it, we're
You
going
name it,
there.
we're going there. And you've got a new single out, Telstar, which was a
Yes, we have.
first a hit for, was it the Tornadoes?
Yes, it was the talk. What a memory you've got.
What a memory.
You're older than we thought, Sam.
I read about it in history books.
Did you?
Yes, why did you choose Telstar? Is there
Well,
something you've always liked?
It's a good... Isn't he a messy easy look?
Dreadful. Don't draw attention to him, for goodness sake.
Make a sandwich.
Well, it's a very good melody, and I think it stands the test of time very well. And for instrumental groups, you usually have to look for a good melody.
Yeah.
We just felt it was right. We may be proved wrong, but we felt
Well, we're
it was
going to
right.
play that a bit later. Thanks for popping in. I'd like
It's
to
a
help
pleasure.
actually with the under-8s answers. Last week we based our under-8s competition on a book, and we showed you 5 different pictures of different sorts of boxes, and we asked you to write in telling us what they were. Let's have a look at those again, and this time round I'll get you to do the answers, Hank.
Thank you,
What
sir.
sort of a box do you think that is?
A toy box.
A toy box. Well done, Hank. The second one. What do you think that is?
A hat box.
Well done! Who said pop stars have no intelligence? What about that one?
I think you did. A peg box.
Is there no end to this man's talent? And moving on.
A cricketer's box. No. A packing case.
It's a parcel, actually.
Is it?
Parcel, Hank, yeah.
Well, it says here a packing
It's
case.
a parcel. No, you're reading the wrong bit of the script.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That one is,
This
in
will
fact, a
edit.
crate or a packing case, yes. So they were
Is
the
it?
answers to last week's under 8s. A toy box, hat box, peg box, a parcel, and a crate or packing case. Let's have a look in the win bin. Would you like to select a
Yes,
card? Find
I'll
out who the
select a
lucky
card.
winner is. First one
You wiped your hands.
is Jim Alexander, who's only 4 years old. Well done to you, Jim, who lives in 6 Covell Road, East Sheen. Well done, my darling. We'll be inviting you in next week.
Look after that.
Well done. Do I have to read this one?
Yes, please.
You have to, mate.
It's not going to be easy.
Yes, you do.
From Angela Roberts. Yes, Angela, you've done very well. 2 Council Road, Bishop's daughter at Hearts. She's only 6 years old.
Very good.
Do you know when I was 6 years old, I was about your age?
Look at that lid! That isn't anywhere in the...
Keep talking for a minute, because I'm desperately trying to read the writing on this one. I think it's John Cashmore. Yeah. Oh, where do you suppose that is?
Old Church, Birmingham.
Oh, yes, thank you. Very
That's
good.
all.
Right, they're the 3
That's worthwhile
winners.
coming in, wasn't
Well
it?
done. We'll see you all next week with you're collecting all your Tiswas goodies. You can't pick any more.
Sorry,
That's it. We only give away 3 prizes.
sorry.
That's it.
Good morning. Sorry. And here is today's news. In Paris today, President Mitterrand said that he is nationalizing the banks. And in Zimbabwe, the Prime Minister, Mr. Mugabe, is going on his holiday. And that is the end of the news headlines.
Headline! Headline! You've trodden in my breakfast.
Yes.
Take it away!
I think I'll pretend that didn't happen. Den Hegarty with the news headlines. Thank you very much. I'm definitely going to pretend that didn't happen. That was really took me too much.
Not indeed. Am I supposed to be doing something?
You're supposed to say, you're not really going to pretend that. Is this
Oh,
a
you're not...
slinky link?
Oh, it's a slinky
Because
link.
it's
Buy one, get one free. Super Hits 1 and 2 from Ronco.
Beware! Weak, watery bubbles are trying to banish the fun from bath time. But improved Matey and Miss Matey
Ahoy there, bath mates!
deliver a broadside of the wobbliest bubbles that still bounce and bounce when wishy-washy bubbles have all burst. Because longer-lasting Matey and Miss Matey have bigger, bubblier, wobblier bubbles than ever before.
Hey, know how they make Kellogg's Frosties frosty? Follow me. Ha-ha, a tiger nut to show us around.
We take vitamin-enriched flakes of corn along to the Frostomaton, where they get that delicious sugar frosting all over. And this is where we taste them.
They're great.
Kellogg's Frosties.
I'd rather eat one than be one.
Will Han Solo on his Tauntaun and Luke Skywalker in his Snowspeeder dare attack the Imperial base? Only you can decide. With Star Wars toys.
Buy one, get one free. Disco nights and disco days from Ronco.
Second Theatre presents... The Mousetrap. The end. The mouse appears by courtesy of the Rodent Repertory Theatre.
Yeah, brilliant stuff there. 30-second theatre. Don't forget, later this morning I'll be talking to Genesis. We've also got Mike Reed popping in, all sorts of goodies. And make sure you've got pencils and papers handy at all times because there's millions of competitions this morning. But first of all, I'd like to say hello to the Meteorological Office, but unfortunately, they're closed due to a lightning strike. Anyway, last week Ultravox were here. They signed some copies of their new album, and they asked the question, who is Mr. X? Well, we had lots of different ideas on this subject. The first winner is Jenny Johnson from Chepstow in Kent, who says Mr. X was the passing stranger from Vienna who sleepwalks through the thin wall. Terry Simon of 62 Durham Road in London said Mr. X was the ex-master of Exmouth Hotel in Exmouth. About XS years ago, he was killed by an X-ray machine while trying to make an expensive invention. In his memory, everyone calls things X when not sure what is who or who is what. Stewart Lee from Solihull says Mr. X was the cross-eyed son of Picasso that does Adamant's makeup, or the real owner of Treble MacDonald's voice, or the irate father of the Shoeshine boy whose brush was stolen by Midgeur to use as a moustache. And a bonus prize, actually, for FH, that's what it's got on here, of 10 Mercury Terrace, who says Mr. X was Bugs Bunny. And special congratulations, actually, to the Scottish Post Office, who actually got that here, because the address is Tiswas, somewhere in England. So well done to the Post Office, actually, for getting that particular one to us.
Ring, 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 ring,
Can this
dong,
be a phone call?
Ring.
Obviously,
Ring.
Dean, this is the hotline.
Ring.
Could this possibly be news on the flan-flinger strike? Hello? Yes, yes, yes. Great. Yes, we can go straight over to our on-the-spot reporter for some amazing developments.
Hello. This is a startled, foggy day, reporting on the latest startling developments in the Phantom Flan-Flinger's startling strike. I'm about to startle the viewing public with a startling interview with this startling figure, the strike leader. What gave rise to these startling developments? Startling. This has been Foggy Day, reporting on the Phantom Flinger's strike in the Tiswas studios. Here in ATV Land, Birmingham, B1 2JP, postcards only. Now back to Gordon in the studio.
Thank you very much, Foggy. Well, there we are. Obviously, that is a very sad development out there, and the pickets obviously got a stranglehold on the studio, so we have no pies this morning on Tiswas, which is obviously very, very sad. The nearest we can get to it is actually professional pie throwers. We really don't know what they're going to actually do on the show today. They are the Flobs, who, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago took part in a contest against our own Phantom Flan-Flinger, and they came off pretty bad. They are the #1 team, because we looked at the #2 team. You're Flob #1, is this right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and you are professional flan-flingers?
Oh, yes, I take it very seriously.
Yeah, well, it's nice to welcome professionals to the studio. You realise there is a problem, an industrial problem at the moment. We have reserved a special place for you, if you'd just like to go over to East. Den, could you show them over to this way? Right, over the corner, so I go out of there, and go over there. Right, that one is. It's here. Good. Let's go. Well, I've obviously gone to their reserve space. This is their World Custard Pie Trophy, and we hope to be talking to their #1 man, Mike Fitzgerald, a little later on in the programme. I wonder if you hold that for me. OK. But next on the show, we go over to the sheepdog trials.
I suppose a bit of film's out of the question.
What? Oh, yes. No, we don't. This, you can edit this at home on your videos. Of course. No. A question I often get asked is, what are custard pies made of? So we sent our own Sally James over to Coxheath, and I think we can join her at the research table.
Well, here we have the pie base, which
Yes.
is a mixture of flour and water baked in the village ovens every year to serve the custard pie championships.
Yes, I see. And being baked in the sun at the moment.
Well, indeed. And so
what's
are
this
some
one?
of the mixtures. Here we've got custard. We have to start with custard. It is a custard pie championship, but as you can see, it just doesn't travel. And if you sort of...
Doesn't really do anything, does it?
happens. So,
No,
you know,
sort
you
of-
can't score many points with that.
Seems to have broken.
That's it.
Yes. What about this one? What's that one?
Well, that's porridge. Like,
Yes.
you know,
Well,
and
that's...
that one's...
It's also gone a bit hard, hasn't it? Let's see what that... No, it doesn't really
Practically
work
knocks your
at
head
all.
off.
Not a speck on you.
If you threw that sort of 8 foot, you know, it'd just take your head
Yes.
away, really.
What's the next one?
The next one's an instant mash.
Mm.
This is sort of a modern variety, obviously. That's a bit fluffy, and in the open, it doesn't really work terribly well.
We're not doing very well here, are we?
Well, we're
Now,
not.
what's this one?
Now, that's a rice pudding.
Rice pudding. Now, that looks a little better.
Well, it is, but we couldn't possibly make 2,000 of those, you know,
No,
for
but
a
it
championship.
certainly looks a bit better.
But there
Let's
we are.
try it. Yes, that's quite effective.
Well, it would.
Yes, I think that's quite good.
6 points if you was with us
Yes,
on
not bad.
championship
What
day.
about this one?
Well, now, this is the real thing.
Excuse me, I
this
just got
is
some mashed potato in my
flour
face.
and water.
Yeah.
But to exact proportions, this is.
And this is the real
This
McCoy.
is the real thing, and
Yes.
this really sort of
I
goes,
see
right?
what you mean. That's
Lovely.
excellent.
But we
Very good.
can't
Very impressive.
cope with this, the old Tiswas pie, because it really doesn't sort of do very much, you know.
Well, I know what you mean, Mike, because the Tiswas pie does make a nice mess, you see,
Well,
and I
it
do
does,
think
but you
that's so
can't see a
important to
thing
the
when
pie,
you've got
don't you?
shaving foam,
I do think
can
that's
you?
very important,
I know.
Mike.
And
You
you've
see,
got all
lovely
the,
mess there.
And you've got all the pies, my love.
There we are. That's Sally James reporting for Tiswas with Mike here at Coxheath Village Green. Bye.
Right, so there we are. There's obviously more to flan flinging than just flinging fans. There's a certain amount of technology involved. I only use the word technology to impress any prep school headmasters who are watching this morning. Right, you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be depressed because there are no flans. And now we go over to the sheepdog trials.
I find this dog guilty as charged. Take him away.
Walkies, come along. Oh, my gosh, he's strong. Come along, walkies. Come along, this way, walkies. This way, walkies.
Call Sleeping Beauty.
Call Sleeping Beauty.
Go, Sleeping Beauty!
Call Sleeping Beauty.
Shh, no time to explain. Wait, Prince Philip. The road to true love may be barred by still many more dangers, which you alone will have to face. So arm thyself with this enchanted shield of virtue and this mighty sword of truth. For these weapons of righteousness will triumph over evil. Now come, we must hurry.
Sleeping Beauty there. But now, the moment lots of you have been waiting for, here he is. Here's Sting. Hi. Oh, my goodness, I didn't expect such excitement. And welcome to Tiswas, Sting.
Thank you.
Now, police released a new record yesterday, and it's caused a bit of controversy. And in fact, in some of the papers, they've said that the promotional film for the single won't be shown on various programmes. So let me ask you, what is the sort of message that you're trying to get across with it?
Well, the song is about Belfast. And it's really a statement for the children of Belfast, saying that there has to be some hope for you. It's not pro-IRA or pro-British government or Protestant or Catholic. It's just about kids like these who live in Belfast, saying there's some hope for you. And that's what it's about.
Do you think that people in your position who, obviously, the kids hang on your every word and every thought...
Do they?
Well, they do, yes, when you're so well-known and famous. Do you think
better be careful then,
that it helps them, actually, when somebody like you comes out with something like this?
I think if you're careful what you say, yes.
You do, yeah.
It's a bit of a responsibility, though.
Yes, yeah. Do you think your other fans will accept this?
Accept what?
Well, accept the sort of change from the...
I hope so, yes, because it's what I feel happy doing. If they don't... Tough cheddar.
What? Tough cheddar. Well, you've been talking about it. The song is, in fact, called The Invisible Sun.
Just Invisible.
Just Invisible Sun. So let's have a look at a little bit of it while somebody's spraying us with spray string. Here we are. Police's new single. Invisible Sun there. Police. Now, Sting, I know that isn't actually the single, though, that you're releasing in America. America, is it?
No, it's a totally different single in America called Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic.
Which we are actually going to be...
showing
playing.
all of it.
Yes, a little bit later. Tell me why you released something different in America.
It's a totally different market.
Yes.
They're different people, they have different tastes.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
There's a policeman standing behind you. We'll do our best to ignore him. What are police's immediate plans, Sting?
Probably getting a new stage gear, something like this.
Something like that, yeah. You're off on tour soon, aren't you? You start next week.
Yes, we're going to Germany.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do a film, and then we're going to England, which is...
Any dates you can reveal?
We start on the 14th of December.
Yeah.
And we go all through Christmas and New Year.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Now, what about this film? There's been so many things in the press about different film parts that you're going to be doing. What are your film plans?
I'm going to do a film called Brimstone and Treacle,
Yeah.
which you won't show either.
Not very good to you, really, are we?
No.
Yeah. And when do you start that?
In October.
How does that fit in with all your work with police?
It just does. It fits in a great little slot right in the middle of touring.
Yeah. Now, you've got a new album coming out in 2 weeks, which you filmed in Montserrat, didn't you? That's
We filmed it. No, we recorded
it in Montserrat. Yeah.
And we filmed it.
Yeah,
You're right.
you did film it because
Yes.
we're going to be seeing you doing that in just a moment. You made the album very quickly, didn't you? 4 weeks.
4 weeks. We finished 2 hours ahead of schedule.
Because so many bands, the more popular they get, the longer they seem to spend in the studio.
Well, they sit around, you know, with their feet up.
Yes.
We don't.
But somewhere like Montserrat, which is such a beautiful place, it must be very easy to sort of want to sit around and do nothing. And just enjoy the
No,
place.
it was very nice to... If you had 10 minutes off, you go by the swimming pool and...
Yeah, but then get back
sunbathe,
into
but then
it.
you get
Well,
back
let's
to
now
work.
see this magical place, Montserrat. The album, as I said, is coming out in 2 weeks' time. This is the single. It's quite good fun there in the studio, Steve. Everything she does is magic off the forthcoming album released in 2 weeks. Okay, Sting, earlier I mentioned you were going to give away the shirt off your back.
Yes. Well,
So can we have the shirt, please?
you want the shirt?
Yes, please. We're going to give it away in a competition.
You've got to tie the button.
Oh, my goodness. This could take hours, months, years. Would you like to...
Hello, Mum.
Would you like to tell the waiting millions...
What you have to do to get this shirt is tell me... The first part of the question, there's 2 parts, is which town not in England, in America, was Stewart Copeland born in? He was born.
Yes.
So repeat that. It was
yes,
terrible,
repeat
wasn't it?
Go on, have another go.
Which town was Stewart Copeland born in? And you get this lovely shirt.
That's
Just,
right. But the question is in 2 parts, and the second part is coming later, so you've got to keep watching, so there.
Actually, I've been observing the sequence of events so far, and I would like you to just read what I've put there.
Oh. It's competition time!
It's competition It's all right. Don't stand up for me, pop star Sting. I'm only nearly famous. Ow! Yes, it's competition time. Another great book this week I found called Animal Law and Disorder. And it's rather a splendid little book. Are we doing close-ups on this one, or are we going to a film about custard pies next? Right. So there we are, Animal Law and Disorder. And it's very clever because the producer likes this one because it's got lots of pictures and big writing. And the pictures split up and you get all sorts of different animals. Isn't this good? Does that look like somebody you met last night? Well, there we are. So we thought what we'd do for the competition this week, over there in Northumberland, is we would take a top half, an elephant, and then we would put a lower half. I was told not to say bottom half because some of the Daily Telegraph might be watching. So what we've done is we have put the top half... You all right?
Yeah.
I'll be asking questions later, Sting.
It's all right, it's okay.
The top half of an elephant and the lower halves are other animals, and all you have to do is tell me what the lower halves are. So, cue captions and music and go. want to know the 5 animals on the lower half, and if you are a successful entrant, then you can win.
Gordon.
Hello.
How many captions did you see?
How many did I see? How many captions were there?
I only saw 4. Can we have a look at the last one, please?
Let's have a look at the last one. Where's the last one?
Camera 3.
Mother! Okay. That's number 5. So there we are. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Not at all. That was the director speaking.
Seems to be falling apart this morning.
It's happening this morning.
Sorry, Gordon, carry on.
Sorry, where was you?
Keep
Where was I?
broadcasting.
So, if you're one of the lucky entrants, you can win one of... Where are they? Oh, yes, sorry.
Excuse me, I'll just come
Here we
across
are.
here. Excuse me, walkies. Excuse me.
Official spokesman with
Thank
a
you.
selection
We
of...
got what's there, sir? Mr. Gordon, there we are,
Yes,
sir.
there's a Tiswas TikTok.
Have we got these, sir, with your picture on, sir?
Yes, available now. Hold it up a bit longer.
Sorry, sir. There we go, sir. Would you like to see another one? There we go, sir.
Tiswas T-shirt, smashing.
We're so generous this week.
The lovely Tiswas money box.
Towel.
Tiswas towel.
Very
yeah.
handy. And
Well,
the
towel
sting
sting,
you are.
the
You will get in.
There we are.
complaining
The
about being
Tiswas
wet.
bookmark.
Mug, sir. Another mug like you, sir. There you are, sir. A wizard,
Where's
sir.
he getting all the good line? So there we are, those are the prizes. So we'd like the names of the eventually 5 animals, the lower halves, on postcards only, please, and could you send them to us here at this address? Where's the address?
There it is.
Where's is it? That address, yes, that's it. ATV, Tiswas ATV Land, Birmingham B1 to J-P. Well, didn't that seem like hard work?
It did. I thought it was taking forever.
It's hard to believe I'm getting paid for this, isn't it? Well, now, the next artist needs absolutely no introduction because he hasn't turned up. So we shall move on. Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and hamsters. It's the smallest theatre in the world!
Hello there. Yes, this morning I thought I'd do for you the great broccoli elastic panger. Now, I have here in my hand an ordinary length of 3/4 white brassiere elastic. Now, the stretch capacity of this piece of elastic is an amazing 40 feet. The recoil velocity is 159.6 miles per hour. If I was to tie this piece of elastic between 2 vertical poles, I could successfully catapult a 10-pound boulder over a 40-foot wall. Wow. Yes. Yes, ponder, folks, ponder. Now then, I'm now going to introduce you to my assistant for today, the great Naffo here. If you'd like to come out, Naff. And, yes, don't knock the theatre about, mate. Please, we need it for the next week. OK, now then, I'm now about to place one end of this piece of elastic in Naffo's mouth here. In his mouth there, mind the fungus. There we go. And he's going to take the full recoil velocity square in the face. All right, now, just move back that way, if you would. Yes, move back that way, please. Yeah, that's the idea. Yes, this stunt here was perfected by the great Phil Potts of Broccoli back. The amazing Matthew, Hetty and Abigail have been perfecting this for years. Move right further. Over that way, further. Very, very dangerous stunt. Remember, it's going to fly into his face at that amazing recoil velocity. Naffo, are you ready?
Excitement is almost too much. I must say, get well soon to Ray Cox, who is in hospital after a car accident. Get well soon, won't you? With love from Mum, Dad, and Sister Mary. And it's actually Mary's birthday tomorrow. She's going to be 6. So happy birthday, Mary, to you tomorrow. Have a lovely day, won't you, my darling? Don't forget later on this morning that Genesis will be here. We've got all sorts of competitions, and there'll be the second part in that police competition. So that's coming a little
Telegram for Sally James from the water board.
Oh!
Happy birthday. Is there a reply?
There most certainly is, Sting.
I thought there would be.
Stop! 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 Stop!
Stop!
At a scale speed of 275 miles per hour, TCR is Total Control Racing. You're in the driving seat. With control to change lanes and overtake, the race is in your hands. Can you avoid the ziggering jam car? Play crossover racing, night ride on the lighted speedway, and keep on truckin'. Find out with TCR. TCR is ideal.
This is Atari Space Invaders.
We're going to do it! We're going to do it! Yeah, we've done it! Now what are we gonna do? Oh no, not again!
And this is New Asteroids.
What are those huge things drifting towards me?
Oh, it's only me, Captain.
No, I mean on the screen.
There are over 40 exciting Atari games, including video chess. All you need is the Atari Video Computer System to entertain and educate your family for years. Atari Video Games from Ingersoll.
When you're moving fast, take minstrels with you. Enjoy them anywhere, whatever you do. Cause they melt in your mouth, not in your hand.
Minstrels, big pieces of smooth milk chocolate in a crispy shell, so they melt in your mouth, not in your hand.
So you keep blowing deep, have fun. Wherever you go, take minstrels along. They melt in your mouth, not in your hand. They melt in your mouth, not in your hand.
Great story. An old wizard teaching kids tricks with cigarettes.
Cigarettes. I don't like the sound of that. Up and away!
Watch me, kids. One puff and they'll soon be in my grasp.
If it's a puff you want...
Foiled again!
One thing you can't disguise, kids, the harm cigarettes do to you. That's why I never say yes to a cigarette.
Is that the time?
Color Fast by Max Factor.
Taxi! By 11. Coffee, Jane. The designer file. Table for 2,000. Ooh. Jane, T. W.A. New York. Hold on. Don't I? Goodbye.
Hello, darling. You look marvelous. Nice, easy day. Color Fast. New, long-lasting colors for lips, nails, eyes, and face to stay as beautiful as the day is long.
We interrupt this program to bring you a news flash.
Here's a short news bulletin from Angela Ripoff and Nosy Parkin. Dolphins have been voted the most clever fish. In just a few weeks, they can train a man to stand at the edge of their pool and throw food 3 times a day. We hear of a man who has crossed an elephant with a fish. He now has the world's largest pair of swimming trunks.
That's the end of the news. And here is the weather forecast. Throughout the country, there will be outbreaks of baked beans.
Hang on, baked beans.
Baked beans. But it could improve later to mashy peas.
Well, there you are, the latest news from ITN. Now, a lot of people have trouble getting up early in the morning to appear on Tiswas, but not our next guest, not Mike Reed. Hi, Mike.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
Half
I'm
asleep,
fine.
Mike Reed. What time do you actually get up in the morning to be bright and lively and bubbly on the radio?
To be strained peas.
Can't you carry on talking while you're being pelted with peas,
fine.
Mike? Did they teach you this?
Yes, I get up to be lively. I have to get up later, but I have to get up at 5.
Fine. Do you go to bed at sort of like 8 o'clock at night to compensate?
No, about midnight.
Oh, you don't? So you
Yeah.
don't need very much sleep then?
Yes, I still go to bed at midnight.
A popular feature on your show is the Beat the Jock, and of course we've seen you recently asking questions on Pop Quiz. How did you start to get this amazing knowledge of remembering all these things?
I don't know, an interest. I think you accumulate it. It's just something I like doing. It's just fun. I mean, I think it starts when you're playing with friends. I mean, I know so many groups played on the road.
Yeah.
To while away the boring hours on the road.
Yeah.
Just sort of playing games in the car, like, you know, all right, in 1965, who did?
Yeah.
And it's like that. It's like people playing pubs the same on football, I think.
And you've just got one of those brains that retains all this information.
Pardon?
I was just saying this amazing brain that retains everything.
I'll take the second part first.
So you're talking about people playing this game on the road. What if they do want to? In fact, they can consult the Mike Reed Rock and Pop quiz book.
Can we hold it up that way?
Can you hold it up longer, you mean? Yes, and there's all sorts of questions and all sorts of good fun things in there to do. Can you think of a good question for people at home who might... to win a signed copy of the book?
Well, yes, I was thinking of a question about anything but the shadows, but Hank pinned me to a wash basin in the dressing room just now.
He's like
and,
that.
I thought, yes, it was a shame. First time I've seen one for weeks. I thought, what about a question on the shadows? I mean, they've had 31 hits altogether, not including the bank raids.
Yes.
If you can name 3 shadows hits, you could win one of these. Sorry.
3 Shadows hits, then, OK? 3 Shadows hits. Answers postcard only, please, to win a signed copy of Mike Reed's brilliant book. Entries to our usual address, Tiswas, ATV Land, Birmingham, B1 2JP. That's Tiswas, ATV Land, Birmingham, B1 2JP. Please put Mike Reed in the top left-hand corner. It does help the girls so
Doesn't
much.
matter how you spell it.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, I've come to cheer things up. Listen, listen, just listen to this. Who has a big stubbly chin and eats cow pie?
I don't know. Who has a big stubbly chin and eats cow pie?
Desperate flan.
You've upset the children again. You know we can't have any flans today. Any mention of flans is going to get the children crying. Mike's is on the brink of tears.
I am. There'll be no flan mail.
What?
Sorry.
I mean, really, that was totally uncalled for, totally unnecessary.
Sorry.
Where did you get that flan anyway?
Oh.
Must have been left over from last week. Oh, dear. Goodness me. Mike...
Pleased about that. Pleased that went when I saw it coming.
Yes,
I was away from
you
it.
went completely white under your suntan.
Didn't bring any new clothes with me.
Let me just ask you briefly, Mike. A lot of kids watching probably fancy themselves as being a DJ. Any little sort of bits of advice, the best way to start off?
Yes, lie, cheat, things like that. No, I don't know, really. It's very difficult because your way is not everybody's way. I mean, it works differently for everybody. If people tell the story, I know when I used to read the story about how people started off, I thought, that's the way. But
yes, it's different every time, isn't it?
It is different,
But I
yes.
suppose make some tapes and sort of get into it that way.
Yes, just hang around, basically.
Keep hanging around, OK.
Hanging around.
There you are, folks. That's the advice from Mike Reed. Let's move on with the results of last week's 8s and overs competition. This will stump you, this question, Mike.
It'll stump you if those fall off there.
Yes, it will. We told you a tale of 2 watches. One watch was stopped, and one gains an hour a day. And we asked which is right the most often, which is wrong the most often. Well, the answer is that the one that is right most often is the stopped one, because that shows the correct time twice a day, whereas the one that gains is only right once every 12 days. I bet you didn't know that.
Yes, I did.
They didn't teach you that at DJ school. Right, so of course we have Tiswas watches for the winners. Would you like to pick a card out, Mike, and we'll see who the winners are? And all sorts of Tiswas goodies, actually.
It's a Christmas card.
Oh, well, post early for Christmas.
Tiswas 8 and overs ATV Land. Shall I read this one out?
Yes, if we could just read the winner.
That's a good job because I can't pronounce the address. Beanie Bell. Beanie Bell, what a great name. From Edinburgh in Midlothian.
Well
They
done.
don't talk like that at all.
Well done, Beanie.
Great
and
name.
David Wooler from flat 265 Madeley Road, Ealing in London. Third
Another
one,
one?
please.
Right. From Flixton in Manchester, Andrew Rosario. Well done, Andrew. He got it right. Good to have you back, he said.
Great, well done. Crawl, crawl, crawl. Right. There you go. Do you fancy a cartoon, Mike?
It wouldn't be... It wouldn't be Sylvester the Cat by any chance, would it?
Funny you should mention that. Here. Hey, cartoon that. Yep, tremendous. As you were saying.
Yes, well, Tiswas has won an award. You've won a...
What? Us? Us? An award?
You've won shut up, a platinum disc.
Oh.
Noisy's off! Here it is.
Oh, it's a smashed out one. Awarded to the best programme for most entertaining and almost informative television. Thank you very much, Sting. Thank you. Well, I mean, what can we say? Fantastic. Thank you. Can you look after that somewhere? Great. Thank you so much. Well, the latest news in the Phantom Flan Flinger strike. I don't know whether this is good or bad news, but both parties have agreed to a cooling off period. Reach
Cooling off period! It's a cooling off period!
Now, Tiswas' tribute to a very special kind of Western.
go for your gunge.
My guns? My guns? My guns?
That was a spaghetti western.
This monster is having his favorite dream. The one where Monster Munch grows on trees. Giant trees, of course. There's one tree for pickled onion flavour, one tree for saucy flavour, and one tree for roast beef flavour. Which is all very nice and filling for him, but not so for his somewhat smaller friends. However, while he's enjoying his dream, guess who's enjoying his Monster Munch? Monster Munch from Smith's in 3 flavours. The biggest snack pennies can buy.
When the Milky Bar Kid is out in space, there's only one thing he carries in case. It's the creamiest milk, the widest bar.
The yummy goodness in Milky Bar.
Mrs. Milky Bar.
It was an ordinary day when suddenly Dreamer came into my life. Immediately I was drawn into incredible adventures. I met Cheryl, a girl detective, a ghost ballerina, a dog who stole 2 hearts, and I got a free heart bracelet. Dreamer for girls who love great stories.
Will Han Solo on his Tauntaun and Luke Skywalker in his Snowspeeder dare attack the Imperial base? Only you can decide. With Star Wars toys.
There's danger on every road. You must stop at the curb. Only cross where you can see the road is clear. Keep looking and listening while you cross. Always use the green cross code.
Saturday's Tiswas, never a day to miss, 'cause Saturday's Tiswas day.
Hey, yes. Oh, well, thank you very much, mate. Cheers. Yes, welcome to Creature Feature. And as you can see, we've got somebody from Wardrobe here. This is Tony. This is Tony, who's not from Wardrobe. And Tony is looking after, is it a capuchin monkey?
Capuchin, yes.
Capuchin monkey.
Capuchin, really, yes.
And what's the beast's name?
Janus.
Janus. Male or female?
Male.
Male. Hello, son, all right. And how old is Janus?
Janus is about 2.5.
2.5. Will he grow any bigger?
Slightly. Slightly, not very much. He's about fully grown now, actually.
Yeah. Well, how is he with this lot? The
Pretty
crowd
good. You know, it's all very strange for him.
Yeah.
He likes to come to you rather than, you trying to get him to...
Now, they're called capuchin monkeys because of the monks, aren't they?
Yes, I believe
It says so here. I'll read it to you. Called capuchin because the hair on its shoulders, neck and top of the heads looks like the cowl, the hood worn by the Capuchin friars, who, as you mostly know, are a subdivision of the Franciscans. Yes, in the Cup next week. Well, now, the monkeys, the Capuchin monkey at the moment is on my shoulder, is being used in sort of psychology tests and things like that, and used with disabled people.
Yes, we've just done a series with BBC, actually, on the brain.
What?
You know, on
television.
You know, the other thing. Yes,
television,
yeah. And, reactions.
Mm-hmm.
And they use the monkey to get facial expressions, things like that.
Yeah. What's he eat?
Well, fruit, nuts.
Yeah.
You know, anything at all, really.
Spaghetti?
Yes, probably spaghetti.
Spaghetti? Like spaghetti?
Italian monkey.
Spaghetti? Marvellous, isn't he? That's marvellous. Well, thanks for bringing him in. He's beautiful, isn't he? He's getting a bit skitty at the moment, isn't he?
Yes, he's a bit worried.
Yeah. All right, we're taking him home to Teddington now, aren't you?
Yes, OK.
Thanks for popping in.
OK, thanks, Gordon.
And now, from one beautiful creature to another. Yes, it's Sal Salute.
Morning, men. Stand at ease. Stand easy. And thank you very much for all the wonderful garters you've sent in. Unfortunately, I've completely run out of legs, as you can see. Absolutely covered from head to toe, so there's no way that we can accept any more garters, but thank you very much for all of them. Anyway, I must say a special hello to 2455352 Abbott and his mates in the Royal Court of Transport in West Belfast. Keep up the good words, lad. And you've asked me to send you a Year of the Pie badge, OK? I'll make a deal with you. You send me one of your badges, and I'll send you one of mine, OK, lads? Now, during Sal's Salute this series, we'll be going out and about and visiting members of the armed services, but more news of that in coming weeks. Must just read this message to Sally. Could you please give a mention to the lads of Oliver 1 Mess at HMS Seahawk, Bish, Richard Swan, Scouse, Wacko, Smokey, Bob and Kingy. And finally, here is a message for all airmen watching. Hi-de hi! And for soldiers watching, here's a military pass. And finally, for all at sea, here's a wave. So it's so long from Sal in Sal's Salute. See you soon. So long, here's Slade.
Sometimes you're acting a fool. Sometimes you're breaking the rules. Sometimes you want to run away. Sometimes you stay out of school. Well, it's a dirty old town, and you know it's where we all belong. Tell your mama back home she was just the same when she was young. I want to give you some advice. Lock up your doors right now. I'll give you a smile on your face. Lock up your doors somehow. This is the time and the place. Sometimes you wake up a storm. Don't get to bed until dawn. Sometimes you get a little high and wish you'd never been born. Well, it's a crazy old world. Everybody's gotta get along. Tell your mama back home it was just the same when she was young. I tell you right now, lock up your doors right now. They'll give you a smile on your face. Lock up your doors somehow. This is the time and the place.
Oh, Slade!
Hey,
Oh,
Slade,
it's such a rush
smashing.
this
Boy,
morning. I
you're-
haven't even had time to get the garters off. Don't forget, we've got Sting's actual shirt here. Also, this framed picture of the previous police single. There's 2 parts to the police question. The second part coming up later, so you've still got to carry on watching.
Smashing.
But meanwhile, we've got one of our under-8s winners from last week, haven't we? What's your name, my love?
Andrew Foster.
Andrew Foster. How old are you?
7.
And apart from all the Tiswas goodies, we've also given you this lovely little bear, which has actually got written on it, Andrew's Bear. Isn't that nice? Lovely, isn't it? Do you want to say hello to anyone very quickly? Oh, goodness me, not a dreaded list. This could go on for hours.
Well, what are you looking for? I'll say happy birthday to Lorraine Stainer in Cheshire and Hazel Salama in Sunderland. You share birthdays with Twiggy, Derek Nemo and an alleged disc jockey, Pete Murray. Also, hello to my brother who's running in the Brum Marathon tomorrow. Have you got your list
yeah,
yet?
Good luck to him. Keep
Yeah.
going.
You
keep going.
sporting tomorrow or something, aren't you?
Well, no.
Fine.
There's rumours in the press that I'm at a particular event
Right.
tomorrow, but I'm not.
Here comes the list. Go
Mummy
on.
and Daddy, Grandma, Granddad,
Grandad, all my aunties and uncles. Don't forget Joanna.
Joanna
Anna
Osborne,
all your friends
all
at
my friends
school.
at school, including
John Avery, Nigel Sandals, Paul Taylor, Simon Bristow, Martin Hughes. You've got a better script writer than we have.
Don't forget.
Silk.
Sorry, my love, I thought you finished.
And everyone...
Also...
Don't say that last bit, because it's a trade name. All right.
And Debbie Curtis.
Fine.
Okay, well done. Just must tell everyone, Janice is here later. Special competition. Have pencils and papers ready.
Yeah, so now I believe we've got further ongoing details.
Really?
Yes, on the Phantom Fan Flingers pie kit. So it's over to our outside broadcast unit. Sorry, outside broadcast unit.
Yes.
Think we can go?
Hello. This is a still startled foggy day, still outside the Tiswas studios. I still have beside me the man who started all the trouble by announcing in the press this week that phantoms aren't the only flingers. Quote, who are they anyway? I'm still quoting. What's wrong with us real flingers? Unquote. That's quite a quote, is it not? Sorry, did I startle you? Well, there we have a direct from the mouth of Clive Rice, the captain of county champions Nottinghamshire. Yes, Clive Rice, a flinger to be feared. The fast bowler known to his teammates as Bowler Rice.
Did you say Bowler Rice?
Yes, Bowler Rice.
Right, a Bowler Rice.
Ah. This is foggy day. This is foggy day, standing next to a rice pudding. Handing you back to the studio because it's competition time!
Competition time!
Oh, dear. It's all rush and dash.
Wrong seat.
What's happening? Yes.
Where am I?
What are we doing? 8s and overs. Yes, just remembered. Thank goodness. For this week's 8s and overs competition, we're going to show you another of our continuity quizzes. Ah, great, marvellous excitement, I hear you utter. A real test of your powers of observation and concentration. We're going to show you a short film made by Zeffirelli, our director, in which there are some deliberate mistakes. At least, he says they're deliberate. That's his excuse, and he's sticking to it. All you have to do is tell us where you think he went wrong. Where did he go wrong? We think there's 4 mistakes, but you might be able to find more. Have a look. Good, that.
Makes me feel odd just looking at that. Hi to everybody at Alton Towers.
Who's he?
Sorry about the mess. Now, we reckon there were about 3 mistakes in that, apart from
Four, we reckon.
4, was it?
Yeah.
The director? Anyone like to chip in? How many did you
I think there's 4.
Oh, would he know? He's only a director.
Thank you, director.
Right, well, the observant ones amongst you would have been winning what we showed you earlier. But says he, not admitting to a mistake he made earlier on, The 8 and over prizes, of course. What should we have? We'll have one of these.
Yeah, and
Teddy
also,
bear.
as you were
We've seen the prizes.
As you were listening to Telstar, we're going to chuck in. Just chuck
Chuck in.
a Shadows album.
Thanks, Hank. So there we are. So if you can spot at least 3 of the 4 deliberate areas, put them on a postcard only. We're only looking at postcards, and send them to us here. Always forgetting the address. What's the address?
Tiswas, ATV Land, Birmingham, B1 2JP. That's Tiswas, ATV Land. Birmingham.
You've done this
B1,
before,
2.
haven't you?
Only for about 5 years.
Goodness
I
me.
know, I say this just in my
and again,
sleep.
sorry to everybody at Alton Towers, because I got a little,
What happened to you?
got the Hee Bee Gee Bees.
Funny you should mention that, because here now, folks, here now, the moment you've been waiting for, let's put your hands together for the Hee Bee Gee Bees.
Oh, no!
Farmer Brown, you've got a munchy snack there.
Ooh, ah.
Light and crispy, savory flavors too. Farmer Brown, you've got a munchy snack there. With lots of lovely shapes like me and you.
Farmer Brown's the new snack from Smith's with bags of moo, neigh, woof, bar and cock-a-doodle-doo.
It's a race to make a face when you play Mr. Pop. It's not hard. Pick a card and set the clock. Find the nose, in it goes, and the hair fits in there. But beware, should you stop, Mr. Pop goes pop. Mr. Pop has lots of different faces. More fun, more action. From Action GT. Imagine you're passing round a ball of light. Faster and faster and faster. That's how you play electronic strobe. It's a fast action game, so when your strobe light glows, press the button and pass it on. Make one bad pass and... Ow, I'm out! And now for younger children...
You try to stack them all. Don't you let them fall, cause if you do, you're gonna lose. You have to get them all piled on.
Balance the blocks while the man moves round. There's loads of action with... electronic strobe and pile on. More fun, more action from Action GT.
Beware! Weak, watery bubbles are trying to banish the fun from bath time. But improved matey and Miss Matey
Ahoy there, bath mates!
deliver a broadside of the wobbliest bubbles that still bounce and bounce when wishy-washy bubbles have all burst. Because longer-lasting matey and Miss Matey have bigger, bubblier, wobblier bubbles than ever before.
Get Super Hits #1 with the #1 hit single from Anika. Plus ABBA, Star Sound and Hazel O'Connor. But that's not all. Buy Super Hits 1 and get Super Hits 2 absolutely free. Get Human League, Toya, Tenfold Judah, Shakin' Stevens, Madness, Third World, Odyssey and more. Buy one, get one free. Super Hits 1 and 2 from Bronco.
This is the end. This is the end. This is the end. Another end.
John Coghlan today. Now it's time for Tiswas True Tales.
Yes, well, in the year of the pipe, it was also the year of the wedding, so we thought we'd have a look at some strange but true ways in which some couples tied the knot. For instance, take the horrific Wolverhampton wedding where the groom turned up as Dracula in a coffin and the guests were dressed up as werewolves, Vikings, nuns and cowboys. And then there was the wedding that had a Tiswas touch. It took place in a cage. It was rather a hurried affair, as 6 of the congregation were wild lions. And another circus ceremony took place between 2 American trapeze artists during their act, whilst the priest, who was suspended 75 feet up, shouted out the vows. Well, from that rather uplifting wedding, we plumbed the depths to find a couple in Genoa who had to take a deep breath before saying I do. With them on the seabed were the best man, 4 witnesses, and the priest. And some couples splash out when it comes to transport to and from church. One firm has had to provide from time to time a horse-drawn bus, a Chinese rickshaw, a bicycle made for 2, and even an elephant. And talking of animals, when a giraffe keeper married an ape housekeeper, the arch outside the church was formed by a 16-foot python. Now, some marriages seem doomed from the start. At one recent wedding, the bride walked down the aisle. The groom turned to her and said, "Who are you?" Mind you, you could forgive that sort of thing of the 88-year-old Iranian who's been wed 168 times. This could have something to do with the fact that he eats 2 pounds of uncooked onions a day. And yet, some couples hardly notice each other, like the groom who set off on honeymoon on his motorbike. It was 10 miles later that he realised he'd left his recently acquired wife standing at the roadside. Well, there we are. What odd couples. And to prove that the art of slinky linking isn't finally dead on this programme, we move to another odd couple. Yes, it's Know the Knack.
Good morning. Noel here, the Tiswas do-it-yourself expert. Noel by name, Noel by nature. Know what I mean? Now, Ira Screwloose, my assistant, is here with me, and I will talk to you this morning about wood. Now, there are lots of carpenters around. Know what I mean? Now, the material they use is wood, and wood comes from trees. Oh, pleasantry. Palmistry. And infantry. Now then, now that you have the wood, you have something to get your teeth into. Get up, get up, get up. Now, this box is made out of Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood, this box. Hey, hey. Now, a box has two sides, the inside and the outside. Now, to join these sides together, you use nails. A nail like, for example, the fingernail. You can also use a tack. Oh, get off, get off, get off, get off me, not that sort of attack. Get up, down, get up. Now, attack, attack, attack. Show them the plan of attack. This is a plan of attack. Now, to make a box, you use 6 tacks. 6 tacks. Give me that back, give it. That, of course, is a tax return. Now, thank you. Now, this brings me to the do-it-yourself carpentry joke. First of all, the horse box. How's that? How's that? The cricket box.
Dring, 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 dring.
The phone box, the phone box. Yes, thank you, Busby, the phone box. And finally, the box round the ears. The box round the ears. Now, that's all for this week's Northern Act. Next week, Ivor here and myself will be demonstrating how to do the do-it-yourself giant pyramids. With this giant hammer, we'll be making the giant pyramids as seen in cartoon. Now, talking about cartoon, here is a cartoon. One cartoon can run. Oh, I didn't write the link, it wasn't my... No, we haven't done...
You're revolting! Right, that's that over with. Good morning, culture lovers. If it's your birthday today, a very happy birthday to you. That includes Doreen of Oswestry. And I'd like to say a personal thank you to John Logie Baird, who pioneered television on this day in 1929. Just think, 3 years after Crossroads started. What do you do?
I say, Gordon Astley, what do you get if you cross a cow with Shakin' Stevens?
I do not know. What do you get if you cross a cow with Shakin' Stevens, Sally James?
Milkshakin' Stevens!
Oh.
And talking of Shakin' Stevens, this is Sting's shirt. Earlier, he set a competition. The competition was in 2 parts. The second part of the competition, police lovers, is this. Where was Andy Summers born, OK? Entries to our usual address, Tiswas, ATV Land, Birmingham, B1, 2JP. Leave you to it, Gordon.
Thank you very much. What are you reading there? Tiswas magazine on sale now.
Tiswas magazine on sale now.
Thank you. It wasn't me, IBA. It was the crowd. Happy birthday to Martin Lilly from Newton-on-Trent, and hello to... What's your name? Andrew. Another Andrew, prize winner. Show us your bear. Let's have a look at your bear. This is Andrew's bear, and he won that in the over 8 competition. What sort of bear is it? I told you to say it's a butch bear. Because that's what it is. Well done to Andrew. And also hello to Emma Roach in Gwent and Tracy Allen in Long Eaton. Where am I? Am I Newcastle or Washington? Newcastle, right. Oh, and especially hello to everybody I soaked in Hinckley last Saturday. Sorry about that. It's a bit of fun, really, and I have to say it. Right, and now it's time for Sally James' legendary pop interview.
And now, one of Miss Sally James's almost legendary pop interviews.
Just made it, and a very special welcome to Genesis. Are you all right? Enjoying yourself?
She's all wet.
She's all wet, isn't she? So am I all wet. You've been spraying this lovely T-shirt, which we're giving away in just a moment, folks. While I was talking. Right, hello to Phil and Mike and Tony. Nice of you to come along.
Hello.
And Mike, it's been a long time, hasn't it, since we've had a Genesis single?
Yep, about a year, I think.
What you all been up to?
Well, we went back, we built a studio which we did the album in ourselves.
Yes.
And that was the first one we produced ourselves, and that took a bit of time. And making the album and stuff, and now we're back in action, I guess.
What led to you actually producing yourselves?
Something I think we've sort of been on the cards for a while, and
Yes.
what we've built in the studio and stuff, it seemed the right time to do it.
And do you think the sound has changed a lot?
Yeah, I think it's a lot. It's a lot better.
Yeah.
I think also it sounds a lot more like we do in the rehearsal room, so it's a lot more genuine, I think.
Well, it's probably more your sound now rather than before you were working in collaboration with a
I think
producer.
so. You haven't got to go through a fourth person all the time.
Right. Tony, let me turn to you. You're starting off on a tour soon, aren't you?
That's right, yeah.
And I know that Europe first, isn't it?
That's right.
And then England, and you've added a couple of extra dates, haven't you?
Well, in fact, we got the States in between Europe and England, in fact.
Forgot about that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We got 7 gigs in England in all. I don't know whether some have been added later or not, actually.
Now, a couple of tours ago, you did a very elaborate stage show with all the mirrored house and everything.
Right.
Last year, you went back slightly simpler tour.
Right.
What can we expect this time from the show?
Well, this is still basically based on lights, but
Yes.
it's we got this new kind of light that's operated with a computer that can go in any direction, manually controlled remotely, and can change colour and everything. So it means that you can use all the same lights can produce a variety of different colours, and you get some very interesting effects with that, and also moving, you know.
Oh, so we'll look forward to that. Yeah. Now, Phil, of course, you've had a tremendous year. You've been more in the public eye with your solo album and just working with John Martin.
Yes.
How do you find time to fit Genesis in all this?
Well, there just aren't enough hours in the day, really. No, I mean, I like to work a lot, really.
Yeah.
I've always liked to play with other musicians and just dabble in different different types of music.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy it, you know. So therefore, it's not really a hardship.
Do you find going off working with other people gives you sort of more ideas and you come back to Genesis with...
Yeah, I mean, it gives you another sort of glimpse at sort of different musical styles.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff like that, Sam.
Oh, I see. Now, we have the new album out, which we've just been talking about, and you've got we're going to listen to Abacab in a minute, but you've got a new... What's happening to that? Who's responsible? Which one of you three is responsible for this? There's a new single coming out in a couple of weeks, isn't there?
Yeah, that's called Keep It Dark.
Yeah, you've just changed the single. It was going to be something else.
Well, it was going to be... There's a couple of tracks. There's quite a few tracks on the album, actually. They're quite radically different for Genesis.
Yes.
And one of the tracks that we wanted to put out was a track called Who Done It?
Yeah.
Which is, you know, a bit like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I think we decided against, you know, to go with the sort of popular opinion that it might not have been the best choice for a single. So therefore we're going to put out Keep It Dark, which is also quite different for Genesis.
Yeah.
But something that people would better listen to and sort of not be too shocked straight away.
Do you think, you said this, Genesis have changed slightly, do you think that with the success of your solo album, that people that maybe bought that will now listen to Genesis who hadn't been listening to Genesis before?
I think a lot of people... hopefully the people that like Genesis will like this album because there's still a lot of Genesis. I mean, there's still a Genesis thread running through it. But there is an awful, you know, because we're producing ourselves and because it's been like a year and a half since the last album, we've changed some of the writing, you know, just because water goes under the bridge, and on the hand, and basically, the sort of the music is. Could appeal to a lot of people that didn't actually like Genesis or don't like Genesis, you know, which therefore it'd be very nice if people actually looked at it, you know.
Right. So if you don't like Genesis, go and buy this album.
Anyway, yeah, because you might like it, you know what I mean? I think you do, you know.
Okay, well, we've got some signed albums to give away. Also, these sweatshirts. What do they have to do to win, Mike?
They have to answer one question, which is simply how many albums have we made since the band started?
How many albums? Okay,
and who won the FA Cup in 19...
Sorry, it's a question.
Entries to our usual address, which is Tiswas, ATV Land, Birmingham, B1 2JP. That's Tiswas, ATV Land, Birmingham, B1 2JP. Please put Genesis in the top left-hand corner. Who gave these children these ciphers? Here's Abacab.
Somewhere there's a hole in a window pane.
great, the end.
You're supposed to have the greatest smiles in Britain. Emma, let's have a smile from you. Oh, what a lovely smile you've got.
And Graham, let's see your
Lovely.
grin ability. This is tomorrow. You're taking part in a smile contest, aren't you?
Yes.
You can't talk like that, can you?
Stop smiling.
Got like here.
I must just say a quick happy birthday to Tina and David Burgess. Have a good day today, won't you? Also must tell you that Toya will be here. She'll be one of our special guests next week. And there'll be a new style Toya to behold. Dare I say more. So thank you to all the guests who popped in this morning. Thanks to Genesis, thanks to Sting, thank you to Mike Reed, thank you to Hank. The list is endless. But now over to Foggy Day for further startling developments in the Phantom Flan Flinger strike. Here's Gordon's report.
Yes, it's amazing scenes at the ATV studios this morning. The Phantom Flan Flinger has left the negotiations. You can see him now outside the building. Has the Prince of Piesters, Baron of Buckets, and Marquis of Muck and King of Custard abdicated? Has he left his brother Bungus to go it alone? Is he, in fact, a white leg? His comrades in Custard seem to have been left in the lurch. Will Hans Flans take this kick in the pants and be caught with his flans down? Will Who-Flung Flan fling down his flans and flee? Will the cheeky chapati chucker chuck down his chapatis and chicken out? Let's go back outside. Well, there's the challenger ready to wreak revenge on our flanless phantom. Will Star Chucker chuck rice or rise up and surprise and chuck pies? But hang on a mo. Our fantastic fan flinger has flipped and fled. The flinger has flunked it. Oh, has he got something up it? Half a mo, he's flanneling with the flantastic foam firer and he's wiping out the flannel wagster. What a foaming moment it is. The Phantom Flan Flinger is still the undisputed champion. Did we really doubt that the arch-fiend would find the form to frame his fiendish formula and flan the famous flannel flinger? And hang on one more time. There goes inside. So this is the Tiswas Flan Club furling in to celebrate this flantabulous action. Oh, gee. Oh, glee. Oh, gosharoo-me. The studio is jubilant here. This signals the end of the strike. The flingers are uncaged and are celebrating with the celebrities. The sticky situation is solved. It gets even stickier. So it's goodbye from them and goodbye from Tiswas until next week.